responsibility. Can I tell you that any position that God has called you to, there is greater responsibility. And the responsibilities are equal to the impact that will have for His name's sake. Now, while Saul is in the position, he doesn't have posture. And so God looks out and finds this young man who is tending sheep. Because God has found in him that he has the right posture. How do you know that David has the right posture? Well, now, David on a day-to-day basis works with sheep. He works with sheep. And sheep can have a characteristic of being stubborn. Sheep can have the characteristic of needing to be led. They will go where it is that you lead them, and they need to be led. Sounds like the children of Israel to me. But they need to be led. And in order to lead, you must have the right posture if you are to lead God's people. You can be in a position in the world, and that's fine. You can be in a position in the world all you want, but when it comes to being in a position of leading God's people, God ain't concerned about position. God ain't concerned about title. God ain't concerned about degree, but He is concerned about your posture. He does want to know how faithful you are. He does want to know how obedient you are. He does want to know how much you trust Him. He does want to know about your posture. The difference that makes the difference is posture. Not position. No matter what position you are, even the President of the United States is limited in what he can do in his position. What do you say? Let me show it to you like this. The President of the United States can say, I need 30,000 troops to go to Iraq. And from his position, people will follow his orders and make what he has ordered manifest into the physical. That is position. When you're at work and your supervisor say, hey, I need this done, this, by this day or that day. And you make it happen because he has made it manifest out of his position. That's position. But let me show you what posture comes in. Now, posture is so very different. Because posture does not necessarily give you the authority in the physical to make something happen in the physical. It doesn't give you the authority to say, hey, I need you to do this, and this. That is position. That is the world. But what posture is able to do, posture gives you the trust, the belief, and the power to bend your knees and go to the one who has supernatural power and able to make things manifest. Let me show you how it looks. While the president on one hand can order 1,000 troops, prayer can go up to God, and God can make it manifest so that peace would reign wherever people are, and not a troop would be. I'm trying to tell you that there's a difference between position and posture. That we've even let this thing, to a certain degree, permeate into the church. That the church has even gotten into this thing where you'll meet people and they'll quick to say, well, I'm in charge of the soul part of the church, so I'm the executive director of the soul committee of the church. Yes, that's what I do. But people have allowed this particular attitude to permeate into the church. And so that we are now trying to act and model after having power and authority in the church to make it manifest in the same way that people do in the world. I want to tell you a story. There was once a church who got a new pastor. And so this new pastor, when he came in, he immediately wanted to rearrange things. He come in, he says, well, here's what I need. I need a personal nurse who handle just my needs. Yeah. Not the needs of the congregation. I need my coffee on my desk at 8:15 every morning. Sharp. This is what I need. These are the things that I need in order to be the preacher here. That sounds like the world to me. Yeah. Because that is upside down. God is calling us, those to be the leaders of the church, to do things differently. That not that we're to be over anyone, but we're the ones to be ready to serve. The greater your title, the greater your level of service. Not the other way around. That's the world way. And we've allowed this thing to come into the church. Yeah. You see, every church leader, every position in the church must have an outward manifestation from our posture. I'm saying that if you're an usher, and your title or your position in the church is an usher, it is so much different in the world than if you're an usher at the movie theater somewhere else in the world. It's very different because all that is required of an usher in the world is that they show people to their seat. But the manifestation that must take place with the usher that is a part of the church, there must be a manifestation that manifests their posture on the outside of their door. Here's what I'm saying. That on the outside of the doors, the usher must still have the same attributes in which they have in the church, that thereby they may win someone to Christ. Wait a minute. Usher, you mean? Yes. The first person that you meet when you walk into the door, that they ought to be so smiling and so welcoming that when they get outside of the church, and they meet people, they ought to be just as welcoming as they are in the church as they are outside the church. There's someone may ask them, why is it? That makes a difference is posture. The difference that will make the difference in our lives is posture. And if you know a little bit about Saul and David, you know that when God anointed David, shortly after he anointed David, he began to move things and make things happen to arrange David in the place to be king. And almost immediately, what's that saying? That when he anointed David, he found David right where he was in the current position, but set up a destiny for him based on his posture. God set up a destiny and a destination for David based on his posture, which was far beyond, and a position far beyond of where he currently sat. What does that mean? That means that your posture, that God looked at how we conduct ourselves and how we have a relationship with him that can have a manifestation in a destiny or a destination far down the road that he can't even see. Do you believe that David saw himself as being king, as a shepherd boy? No, but God saw in him the qualities of a king. That what God desired in a king, God saw it in his posture. Even though there was someone already in position. What does that tell you? That just because you're in a position don't mean you have a posture. But the church ought to be different. The church ought to be the place where the people understand that the posture should give birth to the man, give birth to the position, and not the position, or expect people to live up to their posture once they get a position. It can't be that. That's the world. The world expects you once you get a position to then begin to follow those things in a position. But the church, you see, this right here shows me that God was looking at the posture, and when he had the right posture, God manifested the position. Even where he was right there. That's serious. But let's go a little deeper in this. That while we see Saul and David, while we see the